When you leave work, you will likely have over 9,000 days to fill up. 9,000 days. How will you spend them? What would make those days meaningful and enjoyable? These are the million-dollar questions you need to answer. Society sends people an awful message once they hit retirement age. Your best days are behind you. People often fear retirement because they see what they will lose or give up and not what they will gain. They may fear too much freedom with no purpose. Referred to by past generations as the golden years, this life stage was the end of your work life and left you little to dream about except travel and family. But what about your identity, your self-worth, your need to be productive and important in your own eyes? What about your emotional well-being, your creative soul? 9,000 days is a lot of time to fill only with leisure. Don't you still want a sense of purpose and of belonging to a community too? Developing a meaningful and enjoyable retirement takes some work and planning. It doesn't just naturally happen. In fact, not enacting a good plan can put you on the road to becoming a failed retiree. That's right. As you enter this next and final phase of your career, you might actually fail. Financial planners all have war stories about people who retired and became absolutely miserable. Too much time off and nothing worthwhile to do. Within 1 to 2 years, the retirees were hitting the pavement, looking to return to work, only to find no one was interested in hiring them. So in retirement, they failed. Don't let this happen to you. To make your future a happy one, you need to do some self-exploration and examine your interests, values, and hobbies. Your future goals need to be shaped by who you are today and what you truly want. Leaving your working life behind does bring freedom from stress in the daily grind, but it also can leave you alone with an awful lot of time on your hands. The all-important question then is, what is your life going to look like? Careers give us purpose, identity, and meaning. For the past generations, retirement involved leaving work behind, but it too often included sitting around and watching TV as a major life highlight. That plan has become old-fashioned. What if you reinvent the game and make up new rules for your retirement? What if you look ahead and say it's time to use an interest to start a new career, likely part-time, simply because you enjoy it? You could tap a current interest or find a cause you care about and use some time to give back and help others. This new career would be fun and fill a few hours each week with meaning while leaving plenty of time for other activities, socializing, and leisure. Leaving behind the professional me gave Dick pause. He had been a chemistry teacher in a small town for over 35 years and had also served as the high school's assistant football and lacrosse coach. He knew all the kids and families in the area, in some cases going back generations, and was well-liked in the community. But living in a small rural town, his options for retirement reinvention were limited. While he was definitely tired of grading papers and working long hours, he loved his job and worried a lot about what he'd be losing. He was concerned that he would no longer feel connected or that he did something important. But when New York State offered incentives to older and more expensive teachers to retire, Dick decided to take the package. It was an ad for a Meals on Wheels driver that got his attention. That 3-day-a-week job didn't sound exciting, delivering meals to elderly people and shut-ins, but it left lots of time for golfing and being with my 2 grandsons, Dick remembers. The most important thing, of course, was that I would be helping people. It turned out that it was a perfect fit for Dick. I greeted each person by name and stayed to chat for a few minutes, knowing that the elderly were often pretty isolated, especially during the cold, snowy winter months. It turned out that many of their kids were my former students, so I'd remind them of the connection, which gave us an instant bond. I always asked if I could do something extra, take out the trash or change a light bulb in the ceiling, he says. At first, many of the people he delivered to were not open to his efforts. They were elderly, frail, and often grumpy. Yet he always arrived with a smile because he knew the work he did was important. And over time, they looked forward to his visits. When he was off, they asked where he was and if he'd be back. Driving a Meals on Wheels truck was a big switch from being a chemistry teacher. But talking to the families allowed Dick the job satisfaction he craved. Giving back, making a difference, and helping others is a common theme for people living out their retirement reinvention today. Think about this. The world would be a much better place if every boomer decided to work 5 or 10 hours a month to make society and our planet better. Can you even imagine the impact our generation might make by undertaking something so world-changing? We'll get lots of stories about people giving back in part 2.